So, the topic that we have prepared for this project is during the face strategy, which is a compliance technique to make people persuaded to a certain message. The definition of during the face is this. It is a method for achieving compliance in which a certain request is preceded by a much larger one. To give you a clear idea of how during the face works, we have a simple example. Here, person A tries to make person B to lend him $20, but instead of directly asking B for $20, person A would ask, "Could you lend me $200? Then, the person B, because $200 is quite a large sum of money, is likely to answer, "Sorry, but I cannot lend you that much." Once rejected, person A would ask again, "Can you lend me $20 then?" This time, the amount is $20, the original amount of money that he was trying to borrow. Then, the person B is likely to answer yes, for the fact that he thinks $20 is a fair amount of money compared with $200, and also because since he already feels sorry for rejecting the first request, he does not want to reject him twice. Thus, we can say that during the face works in reciprocation. That is, people try to be nicer and more cooperative to the second request to compensate for the rejection they made in the first request. For the during the face to work effectively, the first request should be big enough to ensure rejection, and the subsequent request must be made by the same person. Then it came to our mind. We already know much about during the face strategy theoretically. However, would it really work well in real life? To prove this, we have decided to go out and do a little experiment. So, this is how our experiment was done. We will ask strangers if they could do a video interview that takes about 15 minutes. And when they say okay, the result will be discarded since we cannot try during the face strategy. However, when they answer no, we will then ask them again if they can do a 5-minute survey. If the subjects say yes, the during the face would be working. But if they say no, during the face has failed. By this experiment, we try to test two hypotheses. First hypothesis is whether during the face is really an effective compliance method. And secondly, whether wearing a Korea University jacket, which is an indicator that we attend this university, enhances the success of during the face strategy. By this, we are trying to test similarity effect, whether people are more favorable toward people who are similar to them. We did our project on 6th of December in Central Square of Korea University. We tested 28 people whose outcomes were meaningful, and the interviews were done by Danon and Jinso respectively.
안녕하세요. 지선의 대학생활에 대한 인터뷰 중인데요. 인터뷰 한번 해주시면 돼요. 네, 5분 정도 걸리는 촬영이긴 했는데 얼굴 나오는데 괜찮으세요?
뭐 상관없긴 한데.
아, 그래요?
Oh no!
죄송한데요. 지금 학교 대학 생활에 관한 인터뷰하고 있는데 혹시 거기 가능하세요?
얼마 전?
네, 5분 정도 걸리는데 촬영을 해요.
아, 그래요?
네. 그래서 세님 잠깐만 해주시면 돼요.
네.
안녕하세요. 저 지금 대학 생활에 관한 인터뷰 중인데요. 인터뷰 하나만 하실 수 있을까요? 우리 대학생도 촬영을 해야 되는데.
촬영?
네. 지금 저희 설문 하나만 해주시면 안 돼요? 근데 나이가 어떻게 되세요?
죄송한데요. 혹시 그 얼굴 나오는 인터뷰인데 한 15분짜리 해주세요. 아 근데요. 아 그러면은 설문지라도 해주실 수 있어요? 설문지 할 수 있어요? 네, 안녕하세요. 그 혹시 지금 얼굴 나오는 건데 이제 인터뷰 한 15분 정도 걸리는 거 할 수 있어요? 그러면은 설문지는 혹시 해주실 수 있나요?
네, 네.
설문지는 괜찮으세요?
네.
네, 안녕하세요. 혹시 지금 인터뷰 같은 거 한 15분 정도 걸리는데 그 얼굴 촬영도 하는 건데 괜찮으세요? 근데 그러면 혹시 대신 설문지는 해주실 수 있나요? 네. 그러니까 대학 생활에 관련된 거예요. 네. 괜찮아요? 지금 인터뷰 하려고 하는데 한 15분 정도 걸리고 얼굴이 나오는 촬영을 하는 거거든요. 근데 혹시 그런 것 좀 해주실 수 있어요? 그 대학 생활과 관련된 질문들이 있는 거예요. 시험이에요? 그럼 혹시 설문지는 해주실 수 있어요? 네? 안 돼요? 감사합니다. 안녕하세요. 혹시 지금 인터뷰 같은 거 좀 혹시 설문지는 해주실 수 있어요? 거절당했어요. 네, 안녕하세요. 혹시 지금 인터뷰 같은 거 한 15분 정도 해주실 수 있어요? 아니면 안 되면 한 설문지는 해주실 수 있나요? 혹시 지금 인터뷰 같은 거 한 15분 동안 얼굴 나오는 건데 해주실 수 있어요? 수업이에요? 근데 혹시 설문지는 해주실 수 있어요? 안녕하세요. 혹시 지금 인터뷰 같은 거 얼굴 나오는 거고 한 15분 정도 촬영을 해서 해주실 수 있나요?
네? 뭘 인터뷰?
그러니까 인터뷰는 이제 대학생활에 관련된 인터뷰고요.
네.
그런 거 좀 해주실 수 있어요?
뭐 어떤 인터뷰요?
그러니까 대학생활에 관련된 질문을 드릴 거고요.
네,
그거에
어디,
대해서
어디?
인터뷰를 하시면 돼요. 네.
네, 그래.
해주실 수 있어요?
네.
죄송한데요. 지금 혹시 그 얼굴 나오는 건데 그 한 15분짜리 인터뷰 그 저희 과제 같은 거 이거 해주실 거예요? 네. 해준대. 해준대.
So, what do you think the result was? The result tells us that during the face was quite effective. 20 people complied to the second request, compared with 8 people who rejected. If it wasn't done near the library where people were busy studying, the result must have been better. Anyway, the result proves us that our first hypothesis was right. And for the similarity fact, our second hypothesis, it worked when Tano was the requester. The difference is minimal, but we still can see the more number of people complying when she wore the KU jacket. However, we have found that in Jinso's case, similarity effect didn't work. Interestingly, more people rejected to the second request when he wore the KU jacket. So we tried to analyze the reason why this kind of result came out. And by comparing how he looked when he did not wear the jacket and when he did, we thought that maybe attractiveness could be one factor. So, the KU jacket, instead of making him to look more friendly and more familiar, made him to look more intimidating or maybe less attractive. So we assumed that maybe attractiveness was stronger than similarity effect. We also tried to look for other insights from the results and found out that people tend to be more generous toward a person with different gender. So, more men complied to Tanon and women to Jinso. In conclusion, we have observed how door-in-the-face works among Korean university students. When we conducted surveys for other classes before, less than half of people responded and participated. However, we have found out that almost 70% of people agreed to do the surveys when door-in-the-face strategy was used. But because our project was done in such a short time and with little resources, it may have some limitations too. Nevertheless, what we are really trying to show you is how people actually react to door-in-the-face strategy and some variables that may affect this method. So, to sum up our findings, we can say that door-in-the-face is an effective persuasion method that can be practically applied in real life. This is the end of our presentation, and thank you.